Gold prices were marginally up today on the news of the economy contracting in Q1. The price still hovers near a 10-year low. Look at it over there. As you can see how we're now down at 1887. It's declined around 2.7% in April so far. Mark Bristow is the Chief Executive of Barrick Gold. He's with me. Good to see you, sir, as always. Hopefully you can hear me. Mark, we'll deal with the gold price overall first of all. These higher inflationary times should be an absolute boom for the share price, for gold prices, which it has in the past. But are you surprised you're not seeing more support for gold with the prospect of high inflation and higher interest rates?
Yes. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you again. Absolutely. But it takes time, as you know. We've been through this a few times before. And, you know, we've got a lot, the world and the markets have a lot to digest at the moment. Very dynamic times we live in. Good for gold overall. And, you know, definitely more upside risk than downside risk at this stage.
So the one comment everybody says about your preliminary numbers is your costs have gone up, and they've gone up quite high. Why?
So not very high, Richard, but it was we had a soft quarter as far as production goes, and you know everyone looks at the cost per ounce, not at the absolute cost. And so when you don't produce as much as we did, remember we had a record quarter last quarter. And so our cost per ounce was down because we produced more gold. And this quarter, a softer quarter all round, and that impacts costs. You can't blame all of it on inflation. It's a unit cost basis. And overall, we'll recover a lot of that through the year. But of course, there's inflation there that we have to manage.
And there's an irony, isn't it? The very thing you make is you mine is the hedge against inflation, and here you are being clobbered over the head by inflation. So are you saying?
Exactly.
So are you saying that there's nothing structural in the higher prices that you're seeing?
No, there is, and we guided about 5% pressure on inflation, and of course, some of our operations are quite exposed to oil and gas. As far as energy goes, so that is impacting, and of course the global logistics situation is impacting. But as you point out, the gold price is relatively high, and so you know Barrick is in a very strong place today, very strong balance sheet, growing its net cash position, which is, remember, it comes from over $4 billion of net debt just 3.5 years ago. And we've got growth. Last year we replaced our ounces, so we're in really good shape to be able to offer that traditional hedge in times of uncertainty. And we're seeing uncertainty in the global economy and also just generally geopolitically at the moment.
Right. So on this geopolitical issue, the ability of gold to still stand as a hedge against that instability, is that still relevant?
Absolutely. And Richard, there's a very real issue that the global economy faces at the moment, and that is that the US dollar has always been the global reserve currency, but when you weaponize it, one has to worry about exactly how the world is going to transact, because we've seen the US dollar being used as a weapon, and so an alternate, and any alternate needs some sort of reference, and gold at the moment, that's what you see in the price of gold right now.
Would you be in favor of gold moving off predominantly valued in dollars? Is there an argument? Is there an argument for a basket or some other reference point for you? Because at the end of the day, that price then is determinate on the US economy.
Well, you've seen that anyway. Gold is in the eyes of the person with the paper currency, and we might right now use the reference as gold, but we track gold price in all currencies, and that debate is already there. Richard. It's been talked about for some time, but it's become a real debate. What is the right way to transact? And we've seen Bitcoin and other cryptos. We've seen everyone weighing in on this debate. But the one thing that you can't print, you and I have discussed this before, is gold.